Right, I'm going to have a look at this today. I bought this, and this is a new bipod from new bipod that I bought from Dolphin, and it's a completely different beast to the previous bipod that I bought. This one's coming at things from a totally different angle, really, and this is a very specialised bipod, really. So this one is designed primarily for bench rest and long range target shooting. It's not a field bipod. It's not designed or in any way made to be a field bipod or a hunting bipod. This is a long range target bipod or bench rest bipod. And as you can see, it is a pretty special bit of kit. It's very specialised. It is very specialised, but it's a lovely thing. It's got a huge width to give you a really stable platform. It weighs absolutely nothing. It's so much lighter than the other bipods that I've ever used. It's even lighter. I mean, the other Dolphin bipod that I've got, the field one, is very light, but this thing's really light. And most of that's down to the fact that everything, the legs are carbon fibre, this bottom strut is carbon fibre, and everything else is made of lightweight aluminium alloy. So there's no springs in the legs because they're not spring loaded or anything. There's no pivoting head or anything here. So the basic design is one that's geared towards being very light and very, very stable. There's comparatively few parts on it. And the idea of this is that once it's all locked out, it gives a super stable shooting platform with a really wide foot base. As you can see, this one's got a Picatinny fitment, and in keeping with the concept of this thing, where it's not designed to be a quick release thing, it's designed so that you get to the range, you bolt this to your rifle, and then you get on with your shooting, and then when you finish you unbolt it. So it's not a quick release, it's a bolt, two nuts here, two bolts there that you do up, and it tightens onto your Picatinny rail. It's fixed, it doesn't angle, it doesn't tilt, nothing. It's rock solid. When that's screwed onto your rifle, bolted onto your Picatinny rail, your rifle, that's going nowhere. You can adjust the height by rotating this, and what this does, I'll just show you now. It's on a screw thread there, so as you screw it one way or the other, it either pulls the legs together or pushes the legs apart, and that obviously alters the height of the bipod. And because it is on a very fine thread, you can adjust the height. You're talking less than a mil. You can adjust it infinitely carefully to get a really, really precise aiming position. So it's not got those sort of telescopic legs that you're used to on field bipods, where you've got a few, it comes out and you've got a few positions to lock it off at, or the ones where you twist the collet to lock it off, and it's difficult to get both legs the same length. With this, once you've got it set up and leveled on your rifle, because the thread actuates the same on either side, the bipod moves up and down perfectly flat, as long as the surface you've got it rested on is flat. So you bolt that to your rifle, get your rifle on the bench, get it levelled with your spirit level that's on your scope rail or built into your scope mounts. And the way you do that is, if you undo these two screws here, these two quick release levers, I've done them up quite tight because I've had my rifle on there. So do those up, and as you can see, there's a large degree of give in there. So you put your rifle in there, get your rifle levelled up with your spirit level that's either on your rail, on your scope, or on your mount. So once you've got it levelled up, you lock it off. I've undone those quite loose. So you lock those off. It's difficult to do it one-handed. So you lock them off, and now that's flat and parallel, horizontal. And then when you wind this in, or wind it out, it moves that platform up and down perfectly parallel. So there's no cant or tilt. Once you've set it up on your rifle and got your rifle nice and horizontal, so your crosshairs are nice and horizontal, when you move that little twister there, that little adjuster, and you turn the screw here, it moves it up and down, but in a perfectly flat plane. So there's no tilting. And what that means is that once you've got decided on your target range, what you're going to shoot at, decide what you're going to use at the back of your rifle, either a monopod, a sniper's fist, or just hold it, or put a bag there, whatever you want. You can fine tune the front part of your rifle using that to get the crosshairs bang on target and give you all the support you need. So it's really, really well made. It's exceptional. Once you've locked it out, it's exceptionally solid. All this little carbon bar here does, this runs through the feet. And what it does, because the feet are pivoted, obviously, because as the angle of this changes, the feet need to be flat on the deck all the time. So they're pivoted so that as the legs move up and down, this pivots to keep that flat all the time. But to save them folding in on one another, this little carbon bar runs through them. So it ensures that these also stay level and flat all the time. It's a very, very simple, but very, very clever and very, very well executed design. As you can see, really nicely finished carbon fibre legs. Everything's really nice on them. Everything's nicely finished. The machining's nice. All the parts are very slick. It's just extremely well made. And it gives such a stable platform on a rifle. I mean, it's ridiculously stable. It really is. It's a very specialised bit of kit, I admit. I mean, you're not going to be taking that out hunting with you, because A, you have to actually bolt it solidly onto your rifle, so you can't quick detach it. B, the legs don't fold up, so they can't fold flush under your rifle like on a folding bipod. And it's also far too wide and bulky, really, to be of much use on a hunting gun. But if you're a bench rest shooter, or if you're going down the range to zero your scoping, or just do a bit of target shooting on the range, or you're in your garden doing some long range plinking and you want a really, really, really stable, minutely adjustable bipod, then this thing is just the ticket. It's really, really nicely made. You know, I've been a fan of range bags. When I go to the range, I normally take my range bags with me. The only trouble with those is they're extremely heavy. And I mean, all right, you're only lugging them onto the range, but they're very heavy, and they haven't got any fine adjustment really as regards the height that you can set your rifle at, because it either sits in the V or you can flick it over and it sits on the back. So it's not the fine adjustment this gives. I mean, this is incredible. It really does give lots of adjustment. And the height you can raise it to is incredible. You can raise it right up. Obviously, the higher you raise it, the narrower the footfall of the bipod. But yeah, what a brilliant thing. So nicely made. So I've got to say, if you're a bench rest shooter and you're looking for a highly adjustable bipod, or if you spend a lot of time on the range and you want a really, really stable, finely tunable bipod for your rifle while you zero your scope in, or do some target bashing, or try some long range shooting at spinners and things, this thing's definitely should be on your shopping list, because for that kind of work, it's the nicest bipod I've seen of the type. It's very, very well made and very, very nice. So that's the Dolphin bipod. They do something similar that's a little bit cheaper, and instead of the carbon fibre legs, it has aluminium legs, but the basic design is exactly the same. But this is the top of the range target shooting bipod from Dolphin, with all the nicely finished carbon fibre. It just keeps the weight down. I mean, it's so light, it's ridiculous. It's way lighter than the Accutac bipod that I've got, and I'd say it possibly weighs a bit less than the Dolphin Field bipod. So there you go. Fantastic thing for bench rest shooting or target shooting. Really, really solid, stable platform. I will be using this over the weekend, so I'll be posting another video of me actually shooting off this thing with my R5M Matador Long. So that should be interesting. So thanks for watching.